This is Bryce from Patten with Metal Express Radio Backstage. And today I have the honor of talking with one of heavy metal's legends. He's the co-founder of the Dictators, Manowar, and Death Dealer, with recording credits way too numerous to name them all. I'm talking, of course, about the one and only Ross, the Boss Friedman. We're here to talk about the new vinyl release for Ross the Boss, Legacy of Blood, Fire, and Steel.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
Okay. It's actually it's AF. It was AFM's idea, and I have this tour coming up in a couple of weeks. About 14, 15 shows with Sanhedrin and Savage Existence on my bus, and we're getting ready to tour. And like a couple of months ago, AFM suggested, well, we'd like to put out a best of record for the tour. And I go, what, best of? I mean, wow, and it was like such an honor that they said that. And they go, yeah, I think you could pick, why don't you pick 3 songs from each record you've done, 3 of the 4 solo records, 4 Ross the Boss records. And I'm like, it's amazing that I could do that. And, we'll make it a nice package. We have a beautiful cover artwork and red vinyl. And here we go. We have a great, really cool record.
Yeah, that's awesome that they let you decide, which songs from each record that you wanted on there.
I know they've been very, very, very supportive.
I understand that your singer had a hand in designing the cover. Is that correct?
Yeah, Mark is a tremendous graphic artist, and he definitely had his 2 cents in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was talking with Daniel Leyland yesterday from Savage Existence. He said hello.
Oh yeah, great. You see
yeah, we talked about the tour as well. So you guys are touring Europe. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, the tour is going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, 14 shows. And, we can't wait to play. We're really very excited for it. And it's supposedly 35 years, for me, 35 years since Hail, since Kings of Metal came out. And sort of kind of celebrating that anniversary. We'll be playing most of that record, but not all of it. Not the bass solo.
Right.
Not that stuff. You'll never see us play a bass solo, and horrible. And no, but it's an honor. It's truly an honor. And I'm 35 years just goes by. It went by like just so. But there's a lot to be happy and a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah. So now on the record, I understand it's just a vinyl release. Is that correct?
Yes, it's vinyl.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about your thoughts on vinyl versus CDs? I guess they said last year that vinyl outsold CDs, and I know the stores don't really carry CDs anymore, but that's still kind of a cool thing, right?
Well, CDs are still very cool. I think I like CDs because they're compact.
Oh, me too. And the sound,
obviously. And the sound's great. It never degrades. But the sound on vinyl is great too. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my friends, a lot of my fans have like very, very expensive record players, and they're very, very fussy with their vinyl. So vinyl is really, Metallica went out and bought their own record plant.
That tells you a little bit of the future, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they can't even keep up with the demand. So why don't we just buy my own record manufacturing? It's a great idea.
Absolutely. So the other thing I always liked is the size of the artwork.
Yes. It was always that. You could see the art. It's so big, right in your face. So many great records. I was just saying that my sister and I, when the day that Sgt. Pepper's came out, we went right to Fordham Road in the Bronx to Alexander's and bought it. And we whoa, look at this record. Wow, we've never seen anything like this, and you open it up and the Beatles are there. It's tremendous. It was great.
Yeah, I always was that way as well. I'd see album covers, and one of the first ones that got it for me was when I walked into a store and I saw Rainbow Rising with a
Yeah.
giant fist grabbing a rainbow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I flip it over and see everybody that's in the Blackmore, obviously, and
It had
and
impact.
and my buddy's buying Led Zeppelin 4, and I'm like, no, I gotta have this. you know,
No,
so,
it definitely had impact.
for sure. So, I was also going to ask you about the current lineup of the band. Can you talk a little bit about the guys?
Sure. Well, we have a new rhythm section. We've had it for about 2 years already. Um, we have on bass, we have Dirk Schlachter,
Mm-hmm.
and he's well known for being the bass player in Gamma Ray with Kai Hansen. Gamma Ray.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And he's got a lot of fans. I mean, these guys were bowing down to him in Houston last week. And
That's amazing.
yeah. And we have on drums Sean Elg he's now in KK Priest, Ross the Boss Band, and Cage and Three Tremors. But he's an amazing drummer. He's probably the best up and coming drummer in the business. And
Awesome.
new rhythm section, and then of course it's myself and Mark Lopes, our singer,
Right.
who's now the lead singer of Metal Church. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, he's got double duty.
It seems like a lot of the top musicians are now like able to balance multiple projects at the same time with the way the business has changed since back in the 80s, when it seemed like a lot of bands, you couldn't really just go sing with another band.
Right. And I have my Dictators, which have doing just another amazing things are happening. We're recording a new record. We have 5 shows coming up in the West Coast with the Damned. We have 10 shows in Spain in September. We have signed with Decca Records for physical properties in our back catalog that we own.
That's awesome. I mean, since what, 1973, something like
that? And we signed with Valley Entertainment, and they're going to handle the online presence. So we have 2 record labels, two labels doing 2 different jobs at the same time for the band. So we're very, very happy with that. And the new record soon. So I got everything going at the same time.
So what's happening with Death Dealer?
Death Dealer, we have 2 records. During the scamdemic, we recorded 2 records. With 2 records, I have enough for 2 complete records.
So there was another record kind of in the can?
Oh yeah, there's 2 records in the can.
2 waiting to come out?
Yeah, we did. Well, not 2. One will come out one will come out, and then however, Sean and Stu are planning it. But that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it sounds like you've got a busy year coming up for 2023.
Yeah, it seems to be. And very, very happy, very honored to be able to play. And what can I say? We go out there and play our hearts out. So.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, what keeps you going and musically inspired after 50 years in the business?
Long time. What keeps me going is the fact that I still get a thrill when I play guitar. I'm the most happiest when I'm playing, and it's something that I have to be able to have that in my life. It's just there's no words. There's nothing can be replaced by it. When I'm playing and when I'm on stage, there's nothing that can replace that feeling that I get of euphoria. And there's no drug, there's no sex, there's no anything that could possibly be better than that for me. And that's just me. And I'm sure a lot of our artists feel that way as well.
Yeah, well, I can certainly say that, as a fan, I think we're all blessed that you feel that way because of the music that you put out, and I love your stuff, and it's just awesome. Can you tell us about any more plans for 2023 besides your upcoming tour?
Well, I think the Dictators thing is just going to start because we're managed and booked by the same people that booked the Boys to Cult.
Uh-huh.
That's going to really push us to new heights. I think the damn Dictators thing is going to, once we start doing it, I think they're going to really like us and we'll like them because they're our English brothers from
Yeah.
the same era. I hope that works out really well. I think that's for the fans. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, I
And
think that's going to go over great.
yeah, and we'll see how that goes. And the Ross the Boss thing. We have a new single. We have a singles schedule for July. We have a new song. We recorded a new song called "One and All," which is probably one of the best things we've ever done. And it's in the can. We just turned it over to the label earlier this week, and it's they got me on a schedule for singles, which I'm not sure I like it. I like my
so what does that mean for you to be on a schedule for singles? What does that look like?
That means there's going to be a new record. So
right,
and just after just doing Born of Fire and having the the bottom drop out on it because it was released March 2020 and it wasn't given a shot. I mean, it wasn't in none of the records that were put out there, like even Testament and my record. I was talking to them and it was like, yeah, man, we worked so hard to do these records, and then the bullshit started. The whole the bottom dropped out of the world.
Right.
So what do you guys? I said Testament. Chuck Billy goes, I think we're just going to add a song to what we had and just re-release it. And I go, well, it's great because you haven't put on it yet. So so I think everybody's getting up to speed of what they did.
Yeah, that's really smart because a lot of everybody's, there was no tour. All of a sudden, you've got a product, and it's all planned, and everything's been planned all this time, right? And then
I mean, we had the tour March 2020. We played our last American run in Philadelphia with Live Nation and had a great night. And then we had 2 weeks off, and then 2 weeks of to rest up. 2 weeks, going to go to Europe. We had Burning Witches going to be the opening band, and everything was planned out. It was excitement. The record's coming out, and then a week later, boom.
So that reminds me, one of my favorite bands, the Burning Witches, and they did one of your songs, and you were on the record too.
Yeah, I mean, even me and mine now, and then my bass player Mike LaPond at the time. We did Hail and Kill.
Yeah, how was it working with those guys?
Battle Hymns. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
They are.
I love their version, and
I do. I love it too.
So, is there anything else that we haven't covered, Ross? Anything that you want to talk about?
I mean, there's just my unbridled passion to play, and it's just to being able to have a chance to play in both genres that I've been told that I've created is helped create. And it's an honor to do that, and to keep fresh, to keep vibrant, to keep up with everything, and the fact that I work every day, and it's just I'm thrilled. We're thrilled. We can't wait to tour. We played in Houston last week. We played at Hell's Heroes Fest in Houston last week. It was amazing. About 4,000 people. Great, a lot of groups. Triptychon, Exciter, Ross the Boss played. A whole bunch of bands. And that was and it was great to see in Houston, Texas. So many. It reminded me. We thought we were in Europe, but this was
got a great crowd down there.
Yep, and we played in St. Louis, and then we're ready to go.
So, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? Any last ones? Point us to where the album is and when.
The album's coming out on the 28th. That's when the tour starts. You can pre-order it. I'm sure people know where to get that vinyl. I think it's going to be very successful. I think it's going to fly out off the shelves. The vinyl is so. I think the collectors are going to be very, 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 very aggressive to get this record. And well, listen, it's worth it. It's because it's 3 songs from each one of my records, and great song. I think I did a good job selecting the songs, and enjoy. What can I say?
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thanks, Ross, for joining me. Everybody out there needs to get Legacy of Blood, Fire, and Steel, the greatest hits of the Ross the Boss Band, exclusive vinyl. and AFM Records. And like I say, thanks again, Ross. Always a pleasure to have you for Metal Express Radio.
I honor. And Amy, the ambassador of heavy metal, Ross the Boss, says hail and kill.
Awesome. Thank you, Ross.
All right.
All right. Bye.